all over the place, But yeah, he just left. Hey, welcome back to the Off the Clock Show. Joined again with Sean Gervais from OrbisX, as well as Marshall Hill from Pints and Polishing Podcast and Hyper Clean Car Care Products. And what are we sipping on today, man? Looks different.
Oh, cold snap. It's perfect.
Oh.
It's perfect timing because it actually is kind of warm today. I'm still cold though, so I don't like the cold, so I'm always still cold. But yeah, we we were cold last week, like cold, like everybody.
Yeah,
but it snapped. We're in the 60s.
Yeah, damn.
60s.
Yo, that's
Like,
crazy.
yeah.
Holy shit,
So,
yeah.
Sam Adams Cold Snap, one of my favorite beers. Problem though is I can't stop drinking them. Like I've got this 6-pack, they'll be gone. Like it's just so smooth.
Oh man, you know what? That's me and Modelo. I don't know if you've ever had Modelo, but they have the two different types. They have the light and the dark, and man, so good. But if it's a nice hot,
which one do you like?
I like them both actually, but
Lager?
it depends. Yeah, it depends on the day. I'd say. Like if it's a hot sunny day, I usually prefer something lighter.
Sure.
If it's like winter time or I'm indoors, something like that, then I'll go.
Modelo Especial comes in that cool little bottle. It's a different bottle from the ones, yeah.
They're all kind of cool actually, the Modelo ones, but that's like extra cool for them, like because their bottles are a little different. They're like here we call them chubbies. I don't know if you guys have a name for it. Yeah, Jim can mean a lot of different things. You're like, yeah, I'm not putting that to my lips though. Fair, but damn, man, Jesus. So yeah, man. Here, I'm happy we started a little later than normal because I've been having. I decided to redo 3 bathrooms at the same time.
Okay.
And yeah, which is
by choice.
By choice, yeah. So we just wanted to upgrade of style, different vanities, change the shower heads and stuff, and the original they're the original ones from when we bought the house, and so everything was kind of builder grade stuff like that. And so we went with this company here, Design Center. They're great, and they have stuff that you pay a little more up front, but all the companies they've been around for forever, and they make their own products. They have their own manufacturing facilities. It's not outsourced. It's not cheap Amazon shit. It's not from Home Depot. It's really high quality stuff, and you can really feel the difference. Like me, I'm a knobs guy in my truck. I like the fact that there's knobs for like the heated cold seats, stuff like that. And stop it, Jesus. This 2 times now. But so no, I'm a tactile guy. I like to feel things, like a keyboard. And so you can just feel the difference.
Huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. And Marshall's like, hey, I gotta go. But so yeah, it's at a time. It's nice quality stuff. So we wanted to do an upgrade.
Knobs are always high quality. Yeah.
Yeah. Knobs are
good knob quality right there.
Good knob quality. Jesus.
Knob
Christ.
Creek, there's a good whiskey. How about Knob Creek whiskey?
There you go. Never had actually.
No? Yeah,
No.
Good whiskey.
Oh, shit. It's because I'm not a very big whiskey guy. Most of the whiskey I've drank in my life has been when it's a gift. I find I get gifted more whiskey than I purchase. But yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out then.
It's more syrupy than your gin and your the stuff you like.
Yeah,
yours is real dry.
True, but my rum that I drink, that's pretty on the syrupy side in a way. Well, it depends. Yeah, because I like dark rum. I don't like light rum. Like I'll drink it if it's there, but I prefer, Yeah,
I'll drink it. Yeah.
I'll drink it. Yeah, but today no Negroni actually. But today, so it's almost finished. I told myself I'd get this one out of the cabinet, but it's this vodka, Stoli. I don't know what it is about this vodka, but it gives me a headache the next morning.
That's me and vodka. That's why I don't do vodka.
A lot of them I'm okay with, but like I'm a Belvedere guy if I'm gonna drink it. But or there's this one, I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation and it sucks because it's Polish and my grandmother's Polish. Well, was God rest in peace. But she even spoke. Anyway, it's Luksosawa or something like that. I don't know how to say it, but it looks similar to this, but just a smaller bottle. It's more square, but man, it's a good one. That one, never had a headache from that one. That with some ice, little cucumber. Ooh, man, start your day off right. And I could have used a few of those because taking on 3 bathroom renos at the same time, you don't think about the logistics of that. Where it's like, oh wait, so you're gonna take all the toilets out? I didn't think about that part. It's like, so all of them. There's 4 people that live here. You know what I mean? And and the showers. Okay, so there's 3 females in my house. So okay, interesting. So we kind of devised a plan where we'll do this one, and then we'll tackle the last one. So we've been shifting around rooms and stuff. But it gets tricky because you have to manage, like we're getting heated floors for the tiles, and so we have to manage. The electrician has to come in, and so he's like, oh, so I got to make 3 trips. Oh, no worries, Shawn. That's fine. Anytime he says that's fine, I know it's just, oh, let me add a comma to your invoice. That's fine. Yeah. Anytime it's no problem. Yeah, but the one thing I will say is, from working with contractors in contrast to detailers, that's a big difference I see, is that they're just like, that's fine to everything. No problem. We'll take care of all of that. And there's not even like a super discussion of, oh, that's fine. Yeah, it'll just be an extra, like, $2,000 by the time this is all done. It's just, that's fine, no problem. We'll just add it to the invoice. And they just keep it running. You know what I mean? Whereas we seem so hell-bent on making sure the customer knows, like, oh yeah, this pet hair is the worst pet hair I've ever seen in my life. That's going to be, $180 extra for that. And then, this right here, that's going to take me this long. And I don't know. We have, it's almost like a penalizing way of talking to the customer. It's like, you brought me this, you did this to me, well, you're going to pay for it now. It's I don't know. It's just a difference that I've observed.
Because there's reasons to do upcharge, right? Or one of our favorite words. There's a reason to do them. There's a reason to have them. But you're right. It does seem to be this overindulgence in, hey, you've crossed over my package.
Yeah, and, exactly. Like,
my package doesn't include this.
Yeah.
And so there's going to be an upcharge. And, you could, depending on how you do your package, well, have a lot that needs to be upcharged. And that could be the way somebody goes, well, sure, that's why I'm kind of listening to you guys, and I'm starting my packages out real low, and then I'm just adding on to people. That actually could be a way of doing it.
Yeah.
But I don't think people think of it that way, right? Like most people don't. When I say most, I just go the most I see on social media. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me define it out a little bit, right? Like, I'm just looking at what people post online.
Yeah.
And it seems to be they just love to hit people over the head. Like, well, damn it. Like, you know what? There is a reason they called you. It's to serve them.
Yeah, 100%. It's
that's not always easy for people, right? Like, to serve another person. Like,
it's true, because there's an idea in your head that it's kind of demeaning. Like, you're like, I don't work for you, self-employed, and so that's a viewpoint people take. Me, I look at it the other way, man. Like,
me too.
Yeah, because like even my staff, like they don't work for me. I work for them. It's like, what can I do to make their job easier and better? So they do that, and then I can go and deal with my bathroom renovation. You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. It's that needs to be the goal, but. It's an interesting thing when you look at those two models, because I see it in like restaurants. There's a lot of restaurants where it's just, this is your plate and these are the sides that come with it, and you can swap out sides or whatever you want. But then there's other restaurants where it's like, no, you choose your main, and then you want any of your sides. It's all $8.
Right, and that's it, right. You get there and you're like, oh, the sides are this, and you go, okay, like
and in one sense. Like, I can see both options.
I can see both. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I really think it's in the presentation of it. And so, like, those restaurants that I've gone to like that, I don't feel like...
Steakhouse. A really, really nice steakhouse. I can understand. Like, that's the way it's done. Like,
100%.
get some steaks, put the sides out in the middle, everybody snack off some side. Like, it happens all the time.
Yeah, like it just happened to us. We went to the casino. We went to see Eddie Griffin, which was fucking hilarious. Oh my god, laugh start to finish. But went to see him at the casino, and afterwards we went for dinner, because casinos always have good food. I've never been to a casino that like drops the ball. Like maybe if it was in some small town or something, but most casinos, they stellar. And so we went there, but that's what it was. It was you choose, like, if you want seafood, you want beef, you want whatever it is, but that's just what you want, the sirloin steak, you're paying this, you want this, that. Anything else that touches that plate, though, is except for the forks and knives, is extra. You know what I mean? But you expect it. It's like, I understand that, but then at the same time, I'm also not paying extra for something that's going to be on my plate that I didn't even want. And so there's those pluses and minuses, but when it comes to the detailing side, what I will say is, from my experience, if you want to go that approach where we have our essentials and then anything that you add on is extra. You really do need to start having conversations with the customer. It's got to involve staff. If you don't want to talk to customers at all, you got to start bundling as much as you can into just one thing, and that's the thing they get. That's how you reduce those conversations with some upsells.
I think I early on was definitely, I just did more than if somebody said, hey, can you just, like,
It's like,
sure,
no problem.
or if we just saw something, right? I had no problem just taking care of something for people.
Yeah.
There's definitely, you could always say that's core of any good business. They're going to go above and beyond what is expected, and they're going to just take care of their customer. It's up to the customer then to reward that business with return service. And to me, that's the dance, right? That was always the dance for me, back and forth with my customers, as a mobile detailer. As I got and progressed through, that changed. It's changed. It's dramatically changed, right? Like, especially if you're not the one doing the work. And I could definitely then see the reason, hey, this is our core package. You chose this, but your car looks like, we're going to need to charge you. And that's what we do. We got a lady, I've talked about her. She's sporadic. Excuse me. She goes back and forth from Naples, right? Like her and her husband. Well, they'll just randomly say, hey, we need you. Okay. Well, there's a new charge now because you're not using it as regularly. She'll either go down and clean her own car before we clean it, but right. So we've at least addressed it with her, and that's where you got to go. Like, if you've got a team member, in my opinion, right, this is just the way I did it, right? If it was me and somebody, I'd just take it. But if it was just a team member trying to do it out there and I was paying him to do everything, no. I'm not going to put that on him to do more, and I'm not going to pay him more, so I better collect from the customer. That's really what it comes down to.
And that's where there is that dance, And then at the same time, too, a good point there is that loyalty side of things where even though it's a loyal customer, it's loyalty plus frequency. Because you could have a loyal customer that comes once a year. They're still a loyal customer, but I only see you once a year. Is that going to warrant the same kind of treatment as the guy that you see maybe every 2 weeks? And so there's going to be some leeway there, and I think that's where, because like us, we do the same thing. If a staff member has to do extra on a vehicle or something, there's usually an upsell involved. If it's someone that we see regularly, it's like, hey, this is one of our loyal customers. To us, it's not just loyal customer, meaning they come every year or we see them often. This is someone that we see regularly, And so you can do a little more. There's a little more leeway there. And then sometimes, too, though, you got to kind of take a chance with some of the other ones, too, if you're trying to boost up the frequency. So it is that dance, and that's where
there's always that little risk, huh?
Something. There is that risk of, okay, we'll do a little extra this time, and customers are great at saying, like, oh, just help me out this time, and I'm going to come back here all the time, and I'm going to send people to you.
Those are the ones you don't do it for.
Exactly. Yeah. Those ones, because the ones that are full of promises are usually full of shit. 100%. And so you have to understand that, train your staff on identifying
It's almost like if the customer asks, you don't do it. If they don't ask, you do it. Right? That was almost...
saw this, and then if they're kind of like, oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah, but don't worry. We'll take care of that for you, and there is that risk of you got to put yourself out there, and you're possibly going to take some hits. There's going to be a time where you take care of someone, and you think like, shit, man, I went above and beyond for this person, and they could care less. But for every one person like that, I would argue there's at least 5 to 10 that are going to...
There's a lot of detailers. Well, I know there's a lot of detailers that will say that I did so mumuch for these people. I used to have that feeling too. Yeah. And then there's the resentment. Right? Yeah. Like, I can think of, I don't even have to go back to detailing cars. I just think of the banners still up here at HQ and looking at these faces that I put on my banners to go to places and, them promising me the world. And then, there's a handful. I can see a handful that are still my customers. I can. I can see them right there, and I could name them.
Damn.
And then I could look at some and go,
you can look at the other one.
I remember you. Huh. I remember what you told me. Okay.
Yeah, it's true, and that's the thing, But it's one of those things you have to take those risks. You have to.
You
take
do.
those That's
You
how
do. Yeah.
it's that going.
But then
through
you got to
doors-
take care of your staff, and you can't let the staff
Yeah.
get trampled over. So that's the dance, right? Like
That's your job when you hire staff.
Yep.
Keeping the peace, making everybody happy, and there's going to be times where, but you got to tell your staff, hey, this customer, they got us go above and beyond, and they really shit the bed with us, but that's okay. Listen, some people are like that. Keep going, take care of them, give them a little slice of something extra. We usually keep gas cards at the shop. If someone had like a rough detail or something like that, we're like, hey, don't worry, here's a $25 gas card. Or Cineplex is a good one too. We get like the pre-purchase movie cards and stuff, so they can go. Sometimes it'll have like popcorn and stuff like that included, but yeah, it's
So
a bonus.
you were saying before we hopped on, you've had somebody really do some good with cards lately, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Quite a few people actually, and sold the NFC cards. So what's really cool about them?
Oh yeah, you had a big reveal, didn't you?
Yeah, we had a big reveal. Yeah, come look at this. Jesus, yeah. See, I like the kind of reveals that generate impactful revenue straight away for people, and it's not just about tooting my own horn. But so NFC cards, man, I love these things, and we're just like unlocking ideas of what to do with them. So one of my favorite things, because there's obviously like gift cards, sure. So you can program the NFC cards. Oh, for anyone that doesn't know, by the way, NFC, near frequency card, I think is what it stands for, or something like that. It's cards you can tap on a device that's NFC enabled, so most phones nowadays, and then it'll basically either write or read information. And so with OrbisX, you can get these cards. You can buy your own cards, get them printed locally. We also offer customized cards through OrbisX, orbisx.store. You can order them there and then send us your logo, design, whatever. We'll print and ship them out. But they're really cool. The reason they're super cool is because they're multi-purpose. So that was a big change. Before we had NFC cards, but only for gift cards. And so when people ordered them, it was always just, oh, this is a gift card. That's great. But what we noticed was a big change in design. So when we launched this, I thought it was going to be mostly people saying, yeah, I want to get some gift cards and print those. Most of the time now what people are doing is just putting their logo, phone number, booking link, something like that on the cards and nothing else. And then they reuse the cards for different things, right? So it could be this, it could be that. And the cool thing is in OrbisX, when you click on the NFC button, you can actually scan it and see what type of card it is. You can see the information that's programmed on it. So we have things like, staff cards, so you can program for your staff. That way they feel like they're a part of your business, not just, they know they're a part of your business, but they feel more like they're part of a community, right? And they're like, I belong somewhere. I've got a card for work, Salud. And the staff cards allow them to quickly punch in, out of work. They also do other cool things, though. So you can program a staff card for their virtual business card. So if they're out and about talking to some people, instead of giving them a stack of cards they have to carry around, they can just pull out their card, tap it, and it'll actually pull up all their important information, their phone number, your shop address. It'll show your logo, your booking form, like all kinds of stuff.
Oh, you mean on somebody's phone?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so you can actually do that. So if you want to give,
yeah, let's go through that because there's a moment there of marketing, right?
Big
Like
time.
you're at the gas station. This was always a favorite one of mine. Hey man, I like that car.
And then where does that go, right? It's like, oh yeah, thanks, man.
But
Yeah,
right,
me
like
too.
you got some people that get a little like, yeah, I know. Right?
Yeah.
They just don't want. They're not even thinking of detail. They're just thinking some guy's coming up to ooh him about his car, and they don't want that, right? Like they got something else on their mind. So there's definitely other ways of approaching, and I think you could actually have some really great conversations with people just around the car. Maybe it's their wheels. Maybe if they chose a certain wheel. Maybe it's if you see that, hey, this is a car that has a different color than normal. And it's not about tickling their balls. It's about asking them their opinion.
Very true. Yeah.
It really is like, hey, this is a really cool looking ... Why did you choose ...
Yeah.
Like whether that's paint, wheels, interior, like you could even say, hey, I know, at my shop we had one recently of these. This looks different. Why did you choose this way? Like, let them start talking. I mean, hell yeah. Like, they'll explain it.
And there's a million like vehicles out there like that where you just find something on that vehicle and run with it. I had a great idea the other day too, because there's always a concern about leaving some information on someone's car and people get pissed off, right? However, no, hear me out. Hear me out.
Look at the time.
No, one thing I've been curious to try out is printing some cards and putting like a little rubber ducky on them, right? And then they get like a free express wash or something at our shop, and then leaving those on Jeeps because they have that whole rubber duck fucking thing that's going on, right? I've thought about it, and I'm telling you, I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Yeah, you do. You probably have 5 of them in your damn truck right now. Yeah, but
that's a good guess, actually.
Yeah, damn, I was pretty close.
Probably is. 5's better than the 50 you can see of people driving down the road, and I got them lined up along.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I love in the groups you'll see people with like bags of them. And they're like,
that's wild. Yeah, it's so crazy, eh? How that? Yeah, there's a whole like cult mentality around that.
It is, and, it is, and some people will try and claim that it's a mini thing, but it's not.
It's not. Yeah,
it's not. It's never was started as a Mini Cooper thing. Some lady in the Jeep world did it as a gift to help raise money for somebody with cancer or something like that.
Damn, I didn't even know.
And that's how it really started. Wow. It was like like something awareness to help somebody, something like that. Like we'd have to really dig all the way into it, but there's.
Man, that's a nice origin story, though. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Let's Jeep people, though.
Yeah, that's
a little better than you guys.
Hey man, listen. Range Rover's got a great community too, and you know what we collect? We collect tow truck cards.
No, you collect lesser taxes, is what you collect.
Yeah. Actually, here we have a luxury tax. I don't know if you guys have that there, but
here, if your vehicle weighs a lot, you can claim it on your business, and that's why a lot of the wealthy people here have Range Rovers because they're so heavy.
I do the same thing, 6,000 pounds or above, and then you're good to go. That was my principal reason for it, but here they have, if you purchase a vehicle over a certain dollar amount, you have to pay an extra tax, because you also have to pay tax when you purchase, but then there's a luxury tax, because, you bought this particular vehicle. So what a lot of people are doing now is they just let there's a brand new Range Rover out, they let it sit on the lot, because after like a year, it depreciates, and so they just wait a year. Truck's still basically brand new, and then I don't have to pay the luxury tax. So it's one of those things where our government was trying to collect more money in taxes, but then it slowed the auto sales of certain vehicles, so they weren't, because it's a percentage system.
Let's talk about your government. Let's talk about something. Didn't they just sign some deal with somebody over in the eastern part of the world that we're not exactly allies with?
We might have come to some sort of terms.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense for us to have done that. It doesn't make sense for our economy. What I'm saying is it makes sense that we would have done that because they already own so much of our natural resources. Man, like most of the logging companies, it's like when you track it back, it's like Chinese owned. We had to put policies in place to stop foreign investors purchasing houses because they were just buying houses and letting them sit, because if they don't spend the money, their government takes the money, and so they're like, we got to dump it somewhere, and Canada's open for business, wide open, and so they just there's millions of houses just sitting empty because they're purchased, and they're all purchased by corporations, so they're owned by some Chinese corporation that just bought these houses.
That's throughout the world. It's not just Canada.
Wasn't supposed to
it's happening all over the world. And that's the scary part, right? Like you get into and that's not. I'm not a political person, but you just get into that. Like
politics of it.
That's not politics in America. That's geo, like global. Like global. You go. They aren't just land based anymore. They are taking over the world.
Big time.
They have not. Everybody's concerned about military bases and stuff. You see all that Greenland things and all the stuff, but it's like, they own.
Yeah,
properties, land, like you talking about in other countries, like
Yeah.
it's all owned by
Yeah.
the government because all the
It's
businesses are owned by them. And you just go, shit,
ah.
it might be over. Like,
It might be like even the port in Australia. I think it's in Sydney. If you ship something there, it's going through what you think is an Australian port, but the Chinese government actually bought. I think they bought like 78% of it or something like that. So they basically own it, and they all the tariffs they charge when stuff comes in, the duties, that all goes straight back to the motherland, and it's wild. The where we used to live, that island, there were farms that we went to visit some of them, and they had products and or crops that they were growing that weren't native to that country. They were growing like bok choy and all kinds of shit, and it wasn't for the local people that lived there. It was for the ambassadors, dignitaries, their families, and they just had these massive, massive farms. And it was basically cut off. Like security was there, everything. If you were a local, like this isn't for you, you know. And it all started with a donation to the government. There, they said, "Oh, you guys need a new stadium. We'll put up to $20 million. We'll build you guys a new stadium." And then after that, it was, "Yeah, you know, we want to buy this, we want to buy that." And then next thing you know, they start selling off big pieces of the beach for like $1, but they would leave a little sliver open because by law it's, oh no, the beach is for the people. Everyone has to have access. So they'd make this like path through this like rugged terrain, and yeah, you still have access to the beach, but we just own everything that's in front of the actual beach. So it's wild, man. When you start looking at stuff, and they're playing Monopoly, you know, they're just slowly picking up everything on the board. And we're just skipping around hoping to collect that $200 from Pass and Go. It's like shit. It's so yeah, I don't know. So it doesn't surprise me that we'd sign deals, and especially our current government, like they're technically like liberals, but the guy that they put in charge, he's very much a financier. Like he's about business, and he's only there for a short period of time, and that's what happens when older people get in power. They don't have many years left, so they're like,
better make my stamp.
better make my stamp, and then it's not my problem. You know, it's someone else's problem. I'm on my way out. So, yeah.
Speaking of problems, we got a problem we got to resolve.
All right. All right. Problems are not good, but there's solutions waiting to happen.
There are.
Yeah.
Is that solution going to be going back and forth, or which halftime show are you going to watch this weekend?
I was wondering. I was like, what's the problem? So I will not be going back and forth personally. So our household is, I'm there for the Bad Bunny concert, and then I heard there's going to be a little bit of football. So that's the stance in our house.
Like you're a Bad Bunny fan.
Oh, definitivamente. Yeah, big time.
But yeah, like you know his
Yeah,
music, you sing it, like
Through
you
and
play it.
through. Yeah, I've been listening to Bad Bunny for so long. Like he used to not do. Now he's really matured as an artist. He's really evolved, and the music that he used to make, like he used to be more of a rapper, I'd say. But he's gone through like a lot of different phases.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But, yeah. So but man, I've been watching Bad Bunny since like I used to get made fun of because friends, family, even my wife was like, "Who the hell is Bad Bunny? Like, why are you listening to this?" And then my wife doesn't speak Spanish; she didn't understand anything. She's like, "Why are you listening to this?" But I was like, "No, this guy, like, if you understood like the emotion that he brings through with the music, and it's kind of hard to explain if you don't understand it. Like, he'll have songs that you would still like just from hearing it, even if you didn't understand the lyrics. But understanding the lyrics, especially his latest album, oh my gosh, he did really well on that. It's yeah, I don't know. Definitely there for Bad Bunny. I'm not a huge football guy to begin with, though. Like my version of football is actually like soccer. But I like sports. I like competitive sports, and so obviously big moments like I watch them. But Bad Bunny, his concert, I think is gonna be wild. But it's caused some uproar down south, I hear. Yeah, a little bit of I don't know.
No, like whatever. I don't know. Like, yeah, yeah. That was an interesting pick, but it's probably a good pick. It was a good pick
Yeah.
for. I don't know, right? I'm not going to voice my opinion on. I'm not. I'm not
Fair.
on creating a second halftime show. Like, I'm just not going to voice my opinion.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's pretty wild, eh? That's a
I might just turn both of them off. How about that?
and just tune out completely.
Be
Huh.
like, both of you.
Yeah.
Like,
You know what? That would be the ultimate like
I think so.
resistance in a way. You know? Yeah. It's just like if everybody just like black out completely.
Or what if you just have both of them on at the same time? Like, put one on a phone and put one on the TV. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It is
It is
interesting because I've never, right? I don't think this has ever happened. Right? Like,
not that
never.
I'm aware of. No.
I mean,
Yeah.
we've had like wardrobe malfunctions, but we've never
Yeah.
had a.
Not like a boob in your face.
It's a wonderful moment.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's my screensaver. So, but yeah, that was wild actually. If you think back, that's man. There's been some shows, you know.
Well, and it changed. How much did it change? Well, then they started doing the seconds before and stuff like that, right? It was
Yeah.
all delayed,
Yeah.
all because of that malfunction.
Malfunction. Yeah, yeah. It's true. That way they could, bleep something out or whatever if they need to. But man, it is. I don't know. It's pretty wild. I think it's going to be great for football. To be honest, I think that tapping into that community, like the Latin community, is huge. It's massive, and they're very much more. Well, most of the people I know, anyways, are very much more focused on like their version of football, like not
Soccer.
American football. Exactly. And so I don't know, tapping into that
The
audience.
entire rest of the world is, Sean. You don't
Yeah.
have to say like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's everybody. That's what I think is going to be interesting
It's
next
true.
year. Like, people don't understand. Even still now, people don't know why I'm talking about like, or not next year. It's this year. Like
Yeah,
we're here.
I know, man. I looked
World
up the
Cup
tickets.
coming to America. It's a massive, and they're doing the North America, right? So they already set up their camps, which is cool. England is in Kansas City, so I'll probably go up there at some point to what like the English team is awesome. Brazil's up in New Jersey. I'm not going to take a trip up to New Jersey to the camp. Not
Interesting
going to do it,
location
but
put them.
I can make it to Kansas City. There's a couple teams that are going to be in Kansas City. I sent Cooking with Nick, a guy that was previously on our Pints and Polishing podcast. We used to do a community pub, and he'd always come on and he would cook. I mean, that was it was
remember that,
fun,
yeah.
right? So he was cooking
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Nick. Like,
Yeah.
it was a great time. He's in Tennessee, so I sent over to him because Spain is going to be in Tennessee. The phenomenon that is Jermaine Yamal, he is the next big star. He'll be there, and that's what everybody's talking about. So it's
It's a big deal.
it's a massive deal. It is. I think it's going to be eye opening. I know there'll be a lot of Americans that are just like, wow, but you should go the landscape in Kansas City. What they've done there, it's incredible. The turf. These kids are playing on turf soccer fields, and there's like this complex of like 50 field. I mean, it really is insane.
It's nuts.
It's top notch too. It's top notch. So
Wild.
it is. It's wild,
You know
but
how much prep work goes in. Yeah, it is. But I think like the two don't compare to me. Like football versus like American football, like they're just very different. I don't know. For me, I kind of look at it like because I'm a big boxing fan, and boxing has kind of taken a hit over the last several years. There's not really.
But did you watch the recent fights of MMA? Do you watch MMA fights or just boxing?
Not as much, yeah. Sometimes, but actually, there's a fighter that I really like.
That one fight last weekend with that old dude punching up that young dude.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, what the hell's his name?
That was a
Man,
great
he's
fight.
like 55 or something like that, man. Like he's up there. You got to think like maybe he's 50.
No,
I don't remember
not
exactly.
50.
But,
He was like 30 something.
oh no, we're talking two different fights then. No.
Oh yeah, we're talking two different vibes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But no, the fight I watched. Fuck, what the hell is his name?
I watched the UFC fight
Oh no,
where I had that Patty guy. He's the young one of the big next stars,
yeah.
and I liked him. I hoped he won.
Yeah.
But the old dude just really picked him apart, and it was
That's the
cool
thing.
to
It's
watch.
almost
Like
experience over. It's and it really is one of those sports where like a lot because they're short. Like a lot happens in a short period of time, but man, it's so exerting on your body that like.
All right, but let's get back to Super Bowl because
sorry.
Because Super Bowl, the reason why I want to get back to Super Bowl is because is the
sorry.
I really think we ought to do a count. I think it'll be interesting. Who uses AI to do commercials, and who uses tradition? Like for here, the reason why there's football is still always going to be a big deal is because of Super Bowl. It is. I mean, it is super. Like everybody in America, North America, the United States. I don't know what the numbers, right? 60 to 70% of people will watch something. It's insane. I mean, we're all focused on Sunday. It's a big deal. So I love the commercials. We all do, right? But that's marketing. I want us all to start really looking at what other brands, what other companies, what other people are doing. You could think of this last week where we got to watch on social media the way brands wanted to represent where they were, at a location and the things that they did. I really do hope that you guys spent the amount or maybe at least a quarter of the time that I did. I watched a ton because I love to watch people market. I love to watch the way they display themselves.
Much. Yeah.
And it is just fascinating to watch. It really is. There's some brands that did layers. There's some brands that go, fuck that shit. We got two guys out here and we're just going to sling some shit. Like, okay. Like, I mean, there's all different ways, right? Like, so it's not a judgment. It's an observation. And when you can observe people in the way they market or brands the way they market, guess what, Shawn? You can then create a marketing plan for yourself. Because maybe you see things that you like. Yeah. Maybe you're going to see an AI recorded video, something that AI made this weekend. You go, God, that was hilarious. Hey, Luna, can I remake this? How could you remake something like this? Because I think that's hilarious.
Absolutely. And you got to think, if you make something similar in style, that's funny in the same way or that's creative in the same way, there's a very good chance a lot of your potential customers saw that same ad as well and they liked it. And so you got to think like these companies aren't just throwing shit out there like a spaghetti noodle and hoping it sticks on the wall. They put a lot of thought and research into the ads that they do because they're not cheap. They are not cheap in comparison to a lot of the guys we hear that complain, I spent $200 on Facebook and I didn't get like fucking $10,000 of jobs. Like the budgets for these ads at halftime shows, it's insane. And so you got to make sure it hits. So there's like weeks and days and months of
Mr. Beast has a halftime commercial.
Yeah, man, he's an interesting character actually. I watched a documentary with him. It was an interview with this guy Steve Bartlett from Diary of a CEO. Getting him nailed down, it was difficult. They eventually did sit down in a room, but he had to like fly out to go meet him and then go through his whole day of stuff. And he walked through how like when he got his chocolate bars in the stores, and then how he fucked up on his first box design, and he didn't realize that packages were actually engineered in a certain way so that when you grab some out of the thing, the rest don't topple over and then it falls on the ground and then they shatter, because he was like, that's why they put the brake lines in the chocolate. It's not just a design thing, it's for stability actually, so all those things. He's an interesting guy, but he's blown up, and he's a good one to watch, I would say, for ideas and inspiration at times of how he puts things out there, because he's speaking to, like, it depends on the demographic you're going for. There's definitely a demographic that, like, if I asked my dad, like, do you know who Mr. Beast is, he'd probably be, who the hell's that? You know what I mean? But there's a demographic out there.
The mom with a minivan, she's gonna know who Mr. Beast is.
She's gonna know 100%, and her kids probably.
I know who he is.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
think I've seen those chocolate bars. Like you can see them
Yeah,
in the mall, like the shopping malls now, like
yeah,
shopping the
100%. Yeah,
grocery
yeah,
stores, right? Like I think I've
yeah,
seen something even in my house with something that was his, and
yeah,
I've said it for many times. Like it's interesting if somebody's a YouTube person, a personality, can they come over and go into the real world, quote unquote, right? We're trying to see if brands that started and people that started in our world started online, are they going to be able to move over into quote unquote the real world? I when I sold my first YouTube channel, I did it because I go, great, I'm going to focus on real world.
yeah.
Now, did I miss out? Maybe because that was 2012. Like
Who knows? Yeah.
maybe should have continued building a YouTube channel back then. Like
Yeah.
maybe I could be different, but I didn't value that. And maybe that's my age. Maybe that was naivete. I'm not sure, but I punted.
Yeah.
It's interesting for me now to see YouTubers that went that way and now trying to make their circle back to go, how do I become real world? I it's
Yeah,
just
'cause not everybody can
just
make that
interesting.
transition into. Yeah, it's true, and that's where it's funny. I've seen like my wife; she watches a lot of gardening stuff, and I've seen a lot of the YouTubers that are making that transition, and then I've seen the other ones that are just kind of folding up shop almost because they started to realize like YouTube's not paying out what it used to because there's so many channels now. But the ones that have transitioned over, like they've started implementing, like one guy purchased a seed company, and now he's transformed it because they were doing business the way they were doing business forever, selling seeds locally. And he said, "You guys have great product, great facilities." He purchased them, and then he started using his influence and his reach, and then kind of crossing that barrier. Now he's actually doing less of the videos he was doing before, and more videos on just the seeds themselves and how to care for them, when to plant them, best things, tips, whatever. It's interesting to see that kind of transition, and I think people need to make that. But on that note, I did see a really cool idea for a YouTube video a guy did recently. So I was watching this thing with my wife, and then now my phone must have been listening, and a bunch of like plant shit's been showing up in my feed. And there's this guy, he made this product, I think it's called Auk or something like that. It's AUK or something. It's some Danish brand. I think it's Danish. Anyway, he made one of those like home herb garden things. So you it comes with the plants, like the seeds. You put them in, and it's got this little light that you can adjust the height, and you can grow herbs in your kitchen or wherever all year round. Right? Pretty cool. But they took a very different approach to it's not made out of plastic. It's made out of wood. So it's like they kind of tried to refine something that already exists. And what was cool about it was instead of him just sitting there and just talking to me about the product and yelling at me about this is why it's so great and everything, he had a bunch of Facebook comments and he was answering those questions. So people would say like, "What kind of wood is it?" And he was like, "Great question," da da da. And then he would this and that. Now, did those questions actually exist? Who knows? He would say, "Oh, let's see. Nancy says, da 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 da," and he would just read out the thing and it's I ordered one, but I wasn't sure if I put this kind of water, I have hard water in my city, is it going to just like fall apart, whatever. He was just answering these things, but reading it,
FAQs.
it was a very different like watching experience, and anything he said almost seemed more valid because it was like a customer asked that question, why would he lie to them? It's like he's answering the question. I don't know, it just seemed like it was presented more, I'm just helping out people that have questions. Like I'm here to help. I'm not here to sell. Does that make sense? Like it was a very the way it
Sure,
was
but he's
framed.
selling by answering
Selling.
the questions. Like
Exactly.
that's the
But
point. So I would say this is marketing.
yeah, 100%.
Great form of marketing. Like
Nailed it.
could people, and there's those who listen, there's those in your group that love to have their face on the camera. Now there's a time to have your face on the camera. Like
100%.
hey, we
Yeah.
got these frequently asked questions. We're going to go over them real quick. Thanks so much, everybody that has been using us this past month. These customers asked these questions before they came in. Here's the cars, and then you could beam up those cars, right? This was
Yeah.
Nancy. She had a 2024 Corolla. This is Phil. He had a 2023 Cadillac Escalade. All right, Phil had a problem with da 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 da. Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah.
Your face
And
is
you know
on the
what?
camera. You can
That
do
right there.
you can do 30 to 60 seconds, create reels. Like,
Yeah. And that I think is really good to put in initial outreach with a new lead, for example, that might have some questions or just curious about your business. It comes across less salesy. Uh, excuse me, instead of just always, oh yeah, use us, we're the best, family owned, been in business for a long time, we do things right, we're better than the competition, cheaper than the competition. Just instead of that usual same stuff, it's a very disruptive pattern in the sales cycle because you're not coming across as salesy, and it's more just learn a little more about us, but at the same time you are selling because you're recommending certain packages, certain upsells. They're kind of learning a little bit more about your business, but in a non.
well, you're selling by saying what the other people bought.
Yeah, which also adds
It's
that
selling by
social
saying, hey,
credibility.
these people had this problem.
Yeah,
Maybe you have this problem too.
we've got the
Here's how we
solution.
solved it for them.
Yes,
That's why I've
exactly.
always said if you got really awesome marketing, you don't need to be a great closer.
It's true.
You don't have to be great at sales.
Marketing does the
Your
majority.
marketing lined up for you to just walk in, and it should be a tee up. It really
Yeah.
should. For those of us that grew up playing baseball, well, you first start with t-ball, and even when you're in high school to college, I still in college, and I was a collegiate athlete who had a scholarship. Baseball, you don't ever really get. I mean, there's maybe now you can get some D1 schools that give you full rides, but I played D2. You don't get full rides. You work a lot and you have a lot of fun for a little bit of money.
For a little
Like,
bit. Yeah, yeah.
it just is what it is.
For
But
us, that's
even
here with
then,
the CFL, Canadian Football League. That's what
oh
it is.
yeah,
Like,
those guys. Yeah, that's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. Their bodies take a beating and they
We
get
had a
like
guy,
35
well,
grand a
arena.
year.
You got arena ball here, which is similar to Canadian ball. Canadian ball, the only real thing about Canadian ball was that you guys sent us that great quarterback, Kurt Warner. Other than that, what is Canadian ball? I'm not sure. Like, that's the only thing you guys ever have is Kurt Warner, But yeah, I mean, here we have arena ball, and there's some people. Yeah, that is crazy. But yeah, baseball, you don't get a lot of money. But even in baseball, in a college, I still worked off of a tee.
No way.
Like, you still work on the same muscle memory, you still do the same things because there's always what's called a tee up. I mean, this is, if you can tee up your sales, like tee up a ball, you work on this exact swing to this exact moment that you're going to hit this exact spot. Well, that's what you would do if you're going to be marketing. You want to work if sales to get to this point, right? So my marketing's going to lead me and lead my customers to the place I want them to be because I know I'm good there.
It's true, yeah. It's funny you say that, because there's like a lot of AI phone systems now and stuff like that, and I think a lot of people are trying to remove the cold part of the sales process, like the cold calling, the cold discussions, and I feel some people are trying to have like these systems take over the entire process, but what they're not realizing, like that last part where it's teed up, that's the fun part of the sale, number one. And it's like closing the deal. Man, I'll take those.
It's
calls
great
all day
marketing
long.
that gets you there, though.
Yeah, exactly. You need those.
In my
pieces
opinion,
ahead of time.
right? That's the way I've done. Other people are like, no, it's the close and be really great at sales. Okay. I mean, that's
Being great at sales is good,
that's
but it's
them.
not for everybody.
I wasn't great at closing. I wasn't great at that. I was
And I would
much
say a
better at
lot of people
marketing
are.
to get people there.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think a lot of people are very good at the close part, especially if their marketing sucks, because there's a big disconnect. But it really does all stem from the marketing side, and that's why I've been trying to help out the guys more in the group with, because we have great software, so you got that dialed in. We have great automations and follow-ups. We have all that dialed in. If you're using HyperClean, you're also using great products. You have all the pieces, the ingredients. So now I'm just trying to help them turn that into something recognizable, making the cake. And that's where I've been trying to help them out and post in the group, like here's some follow-ups you guys can do, strategies. And that's where something interesting came out of it, where it was that I had mentioned as part of it, I said, assume all the risk. and tell customers, and these are existing customers, tell them that we're offering this package, this was included, blah blah blah. There was a whole spiel about it, and then there was some bullet points to let the customer know, why, like build up the value basically. And one of them was, and we guarantee you're gonna love this, or else you don't pay. And people, there were very mixed opinions about it. Some people were like,
there was
absolutely love it, and other
Yeah.
people were like, I'm too small of a shop, I can't offer anything for free or anything. And I think that whole thing about risk, you really do as a business owner have to assume some of that risk, and that's how you get the reward. Is that, I'm not saying offer something for free, it's a satisfaction guarantee basically. So it's the customer, the majority of them, like, you're going to do a good job. You're going to explain to the customer and set the expectations, what to expect out of the detail. So you're going to check all those boxes. So the fear of, oh, well, no, I can't just be giving away work for free. It's like, well, first off, if you have customers that are going to try and scam you like that from the jump, ditch them anyways. You just learned a lesson from that customer. But the majority of your customers, now mind you, this isn't to randoms. This is a way to bring back customers that haven't used you in a little bit. They've been busy with this or that.
How do I determine if those are the right people? I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of people that go, well, how do I know?
Yeah, and that's where it goes back to the risk thing. You gotta talk to them a bit, and that's where I guess.
Okay, I'm not going to let you do that. I think there's some signs.
All right. Okay, there is 100%. So,
like we talked earlier about the lady who's going to ask for something or push some buttons
that's
early.
true. There are some signs.
There's some signs. There are.
100%.
I think you can also, and this is why I say I had to learn a lesson. I had to learn the lesson of dressing appropriately. You can. If people say it's judgment, no, you can see somebody by the way they dress.
Yeah.
Like I used to, as a detailer, then having to go make cold calls and make sales calls, starting a chemical business, I actually had to keep separate clothes in my car. I had to. Like, it just is what it is. Yeah, I had to change clothes. I could not show up looking a certain way when I was going to make a sales call. You can't.
It's very different than a service call. Yeah.
It's very different. And even at those service calls, you've gotta dress appropriately to the service calls. Like, just putting some people in black pants and a nice shirt, it's like night and day. It tells people, just do it.
Yeah, it's true.
Do it.
There was do it. Yeah, that's such a good movie. Ben Stiller. But there was a movie called Criminal. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. Fuck, he's been in a lot of stuff. He was the brother in that movie Step Brothers or whatever with Will Ferrell. Fuck. I can never remember his name. He's got curly hair, big head. Anyway, he was in this movie called Criminal, and he was basically a scam artist, and he was teaching this young kid how to be a scam artist. I was like he was his protege or whatever. And he used to drive around in this Mercedes, and he would flatten his tire and be on the side of the road. And then someone would stop inevitably and like, oh, do you need some help? He's like, oh, I have the tow truck coming, but I can't believe this. I don't know where my wallet is. I lost it. Da, 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 da. Here's my card. You know, if you could just give me anything, like $100 or something, so I can pay the tow truck guy, and I'll hit you back. And people would give him money. And the kid had asked him, he said, why do you, like, you're wearing a suit and you're in a Mercedes, like, wouldn't you get more money if you looked like you needed money? And he's like, no. He said the opposite. When I dress like this and I look like I don't need the money, people instantly just trust me. They don't think I'm trying to take advantage of them. And so they actually want to get closer to me. They think, if I do something nice for this guy, maybe he could help me out, things like that. So he said it's all psychology, and so that's what he was doing with all of his scams.
It's real.
It is real. Whether it's judgment, whether it's right or wrong, it's real.
I learned it in a way that maybe some of you, that when you go on Sunday mornings to your place of worship, you might look at your pastors and go, I wonder why they dress the way they dress. I mean, that's this all. I mean, we had we had suits that were bought for us. We had clothing. I mean,
Yeah.
it was all about your presentation when you're
Yeah.
there. Like
Your
you,
Sunday best, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Sunday best,
Absolutely.
right? So
Yeah.
that
It's
just automatically transpired over to me. But also something transpired too was I had somebody kind of take a shot. Like, why did I look so dirty? Like you show up and it was somebody, it was a family member. Like, and a lot of people go, they listen a lot to their family. I have too. I
yeah.
listen to my family members say that. And I took it as an insult. And I took it also as, oh, well, just because I like wearing
That's what that
khaki.
person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like just
Yeah.
because I like wearing these khaki shorts, it's
Yeah.
probably not the best thing to do after I cleaned a wheel. Like you clean a door jamb, you scrub some carpets, and you wipe your hands somewhere. It just happens. I'm not a glove guy, so I just naturally got dirty. Well, what do
Yeah.
you look like if you're dirt? Like, like, mm, what do you look like? And it's like,
So true though.
ah,
Mm. Yeah.
a
And
way to
that's where
help
it's
marketing, a way to help your sales is going to start with the way you present yourself. Are you
yeah.
clean cut? Have you properly maintained yourself?
That's
You
true.
know,
Yeah.
I mean,
And that's where I think, for me, and I'm glad you called me out on that and didn't give me that like out where you got to just talk to your customers. It's such a blanket statement. Like, what does that mean? I think I think for me, it's talk to your customer wasn't the right way to phrase that. It was communicate. And what I mean by communicate is those kinds of things where it's the overall presentation of your business. If you look like a professional business, everything from head to toe, start to finish, through your communications, through OrbisX, through the products you use with HyperClean, through the way that you dress, the way you conduct yourselves, you're not going to get a customer that deals with you and doesn't, oh no, I'm not quite happy with what the job you did, I'm not going to pay. They're going to be over the moon with the whole process, start to finish. It's never even really going to enter in their mind. It's more just offering them that peace of mind, is what the component was from the ad campaign suggestion. And I think that that's where, for us at OrbisX, I've been really focused on introducing things that can help you make that professional image to communicate with your customers. So everything from the follow-ups, because I think that people don't have time to follow up with every customer. But even if it's not a marketing, like I'm trying to get a sale from this, just communicating with a customer before an appointment. We have a lot of guys, for example, that love the pre-appointment notice section of OrbisX in addition to the post. The post is great. It's like, oh, thanks for your business. Can I have a review? Thanks for your business. Can you give me a referral? It's all still about you. The pre is very much about the customer. Like, here's 2 days before your appointment, what to expect during your appointment. 1 day before your appointment, looking so forward to seeing you for the first time, whatever it is. So these different messages, you're communicating with your customer this professional atmosphere and the whole experience and journey that they're going to get. If they feel like they've enjoyed that journey and that experience, and it wasn't so much just transactional, it was more a relationship, they're not going to want to burn that bridge to what, get a free detail out of you. Like, they're getting a service still. And most people, if you're not treating them just as a transaction where it's just, I'm giving you this, give me the money, okay, now fuck off, if it's you're actually building a relationship, there's almost zero chance of that happening. And that's where you really have to do that. And that's why for us, things like our big reveal where we do the NFC cards, there's subscription cards in there, there's gift cards in there, there's all kinds of stuff you can program. There's even customer referral cards, so you can pre-program before they show up for their appointment, pre-program 5 of them to their account, and then leave them in the cup holder and be like, we don't accept tips anymore. The best thing you can do is pass out these referral cards, and you're actually going to get something back, something like that. Instead of taking a $20 tip or whatever, hey, if you don't want that, take the tip still, whatever. But the point is,
take the tip.
I like the full thing, but it's so we don't do tips anyway. It's a whole area of contestation for me. I prefer to
just
use
a
those.
tip.
Just a tip. I give the tip. That's what I don't take the tip. So I prefer other opportunities to further the client base, and that's where we do things like put the referral cards in their cup holder and say, like, pass these out to your friends, or the gift card ones. We've been having a lot of success with, where after their visit, we just pre-program one of the gift cards and we put like $20, $25. It's not enough to cover a full service. It's just enough to get them to come back in, try us again, like, hey, blah, blah, blah. This time, I know you didn't have a lot of time when you were visiting, but we did notice there was quite a bit of pet hair, but you said you were on a schedule. So we honored that. Your car's been turned around, but we left you a little gift card in the cup holder. Come back in, we'll take care of that for you. When they come back in, they're coming in for more stuff, not just for that one thing. So it's how can I get them back in? The whole restaurant mentality of someone comes in for the steak, and you say, hey, how'd you enjoy the steak? Oh, you loved it? Next time,
You got to try the chicken.
gotta try the chicken. Exactly. And then next time they come in, gotta try the salmon. Oh, you just keep that ball rolling, and that's what it's about. Is try and increase the frequency they come in. But everything from the way you dress, the way your shop looks, the way your shop smells, the waiting area, if you have free Wi-Fi, all these little things. It's all about creating that whole package, that whole experience, and that's where like NFC cards to me is a no-brainer, because you give those to your customers, and there's a lot of different ways you can use them. So your staff can use them to promote the business by having their one tap for their business cards. They can program it so they can quickly tap in and tap out at work. And it's not just about efficiency. It's about that team member feeling like, I'm a part of something. And then their attitude, the way they carry themselves, the way they talk about the business, the way they talk about the services with customers, everything starts to just get enhanced. And so that's what it is. And then when you can program in subscription cards, so a customer's not thinking of you as, oh, every time I see you, fuck, my wallet gets a little lighter. It's they pay once, and now they've got 20 visits loaded up on their card every time they come in. Now, instead of it being a painful transaction for them, it's just they feel more like, oh, part of a club. I'm tapping my card, they see other people paying, and they're like, haha, suckers. Even though they paid, in their brain psychologically they're tapping their special card, their membership card, and it just does something different to them. It's creating that whole experience, and that's what we're really trying to drive home with OrbisX, is that it's the entire ecosystem. You need all of it. You need all of it to work together. The earth, wind, fire, air. It's all the pieces that go up to make this whole ecosystem. It's not just one thing in isolation, like, oh, well, I'm spending this on ads, or oh, sometimes I dress up and wear a nice outfit when I talk to people. Psychologically, speaking of dressing up, even if you're going to talk to someone on the phone, they say try and force a smile. Let's say you're having a bad day, or put on some nice clothes, put on a dress shirt. Even if you're just working from home that day, put on a dress shirt. Your phone calls will be night and day different, because you're psychologically playing the part. When you smile, you're forcing yourself to smile. Let's say you're having a bad day, force yourself to smile. It's going to come through on the phone. It's all those little things. You don't have to necessarily be an assassin on the phone. You don't have to be the top salesman, but it's getting them past that close. That works only if you've already done, as Marshall said earlier, the proper work to put out ads that make sense, to put out marketing that makes sense. If you're doing that and it's funneling people in that are ready to go, the closing part is easy, and you're going to learn a lot from your customers. Things like this, what's happening with Super Bowl, perfect opportunity to learn a lot of stuff about your customers. With what's coming up with World Cup, perfect time to learn a lot of stuff about your customers. Even just a question of like, hey, are you going? Are you tuning in?
Who are you picking?
Who you picking? You might get someone that says, nah, I don't really watch that. Oh, what do you watch? Oh, I actually watch a lot of tennis, actually. No way. Do you play tennis as well? Yeah, sometimes, All right,
how about we come out to your tennis club next time and clean your car there?
Yeah. Hey, there you
You
go.
playing a doubles match anytime soon?
Man, that's solid gold right there. That's solid gold.
That's too much.
Things like that. It's
Just a tip.
Yeah,
that was. I got to charge.
You went a little too far.
I got to charge.
What's the going rate per hour now? No, I'm just kidding. We won't get into that. But no, that's exactly what it is. But guys, take these lessons. It's I guess the point of the day is just look at your business as a whole, look at the whole customer experience, and find ways of communicating with your customers better through the way you dress, the things you put out, the marketing you do, closing those sales. It's the whole experience, and take some damn risks. Don't worry so much about, I can't just offer a satisfaction guarantee. Are you that worried that you're not going to satisfy the customer? Then I think you need to go back to step one and work backwards until you get to the post sale. Because if you're that concerned that, well, my customer's not going to be happy. Maybe they're already not happy, and that's why you don't have as many as you want. So take a look at that whole process, take some risks, get out there, guys, and tune into the Bad Bunny show. I'll leave it there. I'm gonna have both running, and I'm gonna I'm curious to see what people come back with though. But and after this, I'm gonna send you a Bad Bunny song, and then you'll be like,
Okay.
oh yeah, I know this guy. Yeah, we'll see. But cool. All right, man. Appreciate you as always, guys. We'll see you next week. Take some risks, enjoy the game, and we'll see you guys next week. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
All right, see you.